You're tuning into Relationship Wednesday, where we expose the lies, set fire to the bullshit, and show you what real love should actually feel like. This is the Bad Influence Podcast, the podcast they warn you about. I'm your host, Bjordan Banderas, and today we're going through manipulation, codependency, and toxic patterns with a machete. If you're tired of walking on eggshells in your relationship, it ends now. Raw truth, real growth. Let's get into it. Let me ask you something. Does your woman look at you with pride in her eyes? Or is she quietly exhausted watching your endless loop of big talk and zero follow through? That's a great question for today's episode. Because here's the thing. Your ambition sounds sexy until it becomes a broken promise on repeat. Potential is seductive, but results are what builds trust and admiration. She's not craving another empty speech. She's craving a man whose actions speak louder than his words. So let's be brutally honest here. If your daily actions scream comfort, laziness, and excuses, you're teaching her that your words are cheap. That's right, that you don't have a backbone. And eventually, she stops listening. Because why would she listen to lies, to just the same thing over and over and over and over again? You're eroding trust every time you choose Netflix over your goals. And look, I'm not coming at you. I know what I'm talking about because I used to do this. And I have to tell you this. Consistency is attractive as hell. Your woman doesn't want a dreamer who talks big. No, she doesn't need a dreamer. She wants a doer who shows up even when life kicks him in the teeth. Because consistency proves you're not just blowing smoke, you're building something real. So ask yourself, are you aiming to impress her or to inspire her? There's a massive difference. Trying to impress is about your ego. Inspiring her is about your mission, your legacy, and the future you're building together. Big difference, right? So if you're stuck on impressing, you're chasing applause. But applause fades quickly. Real men build empires. And when you build something meaningful, you don't just impress her. You give her something she's proud to stand beside. Your ambition communicates your values louder than your words ever will. If your hustle benefits only you, it's not ambition. Let's make that clear. It's selfishness dressed up as drive. Real ambition elevates everyone around you. Picture your daughter or future children watching your grind. Will they be inspired by the example or embarrassed by your inconsistency? Your woman, your lady, your wife, your girlfriend is watching to see if your values align with the future she dreams about. I bet a lot of you didn't know that. I learned that during my marriage. Your actions don't just reflect your work ethic. They speak directly about your character. Here's the thing. Discipline shows reliability. Focus shows commitment. Integrity proves you're trustworthy. These are not optional qualities. And I want you to understand that. It's not optional. They're the foundations of respect. Respect isn't given because you're charming or charismatic. Respect is earned through actions that speak clearly, consistently, and without excuses. If you want your woman to respect you, stop talking about your potential and start proving your power. Let me paint a picture real quick. Imagine coming home. Your wife, your girlfriend, your woman, sees the fire in your eyes because you crushed every single goal you set that day. Imagine her knowing deep down, without a single doubt, that you're the kind of man who doesn't just dream, he delivers. Now contrast that with walking through the door after another wasted day, another missed opportunity, another excuse. Her eyes won't lie. She'll see right through you, and you won't like it. And every night that disappointment compounds, trust erodes just a little bit more. You see, women crave security. Not just financial security, but emotional and psychological security. Oh, that's true. I bet not a lot of people talk about that. Because here's the thing. Security is knowing you're reliable. Security in believing you're building something meaningful together. Your drive is your silent reassurance to her soul. But here's the problem. And I know a lot of you are not going to like this, so if you get offended easily, you might want to skip this part. Because too many men confuse being busy with having real drive. You might hustle all day, but if your goals are vague and your actions are scattered, you're not building, you're just spinning your wheels. Being busy doesn't impress anyone for long, and eventually, she'll see through the illusion. Real drive is about ruthless clarity, disciplined execution, and a strategic direction, not about chaotic, meaningless motion. You know what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. I'm cleaning this, but I have to do the other 20 things, so I'm going to half-ass this and half-ass the rest. So get real about your day-to-day actions. Do they tell a story of a man building his empire or of someone trapped in a hamster wheel, confusing activity with productivity? Your woman isn't impressed by the quantity of your actions, but by the quality. One focused hour on your mission beats 8 hours of distracted chaos every single time. So it's time to ask yourself, when life applies pressure, do you shut down or step up? Because she will notice. She doesn't need you to be Superman, and I want you to understand that. She needs you to be the kind of man who grows stronger when tested. Pressure is inevitable. That's a part of life. It's a fact of life. The question is, do you carry yourself like a leader who can handle both pressure and partnership? Or do you collapse into self-pity and excuses when things get tough? I've seen so many men collapse during hard times. My brother, my uncle, friends of mine. I've done it in the past. I have collapsed in the past when things got tough. But because I didn't have a why, I didn't have a partner next to me, I just let myself collapse. And then, when my wife got sick, I had to step up. And that's why I want you to understand, you're going to have to step up when life hits you. Because real drive isn't demonstrated when everything is going perfectly. It's proven when life hits hardest. That's when your true character is revealed. And that's when she'll either lose faith or deepen her respect. In my case, my wife respects me because I stepped up when she needed me to. So if your ambition disconnects you from her, that's not real drive, it's neglect. Your purpose should never be the reason you become emotionally unavailable. You need to build in a way that includes her, that inspires her, and that reassures her. Don't build a castle she doesn't feel safe in. Because if she's not part of your vision, you're not leading, you're leaving her behind. Leadership is about setting the example through your discipline, consistency, and relentless commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. If you truly lead yourself, she'll naturally trust you enough to follow. Women don't just want a man with goals. They want a man with follow through. They want the satisfaction of knowing that when you say something, it's as good as done. It's as good as done. Trust me. When your worth means something, oh man. When you back your word with action, oh man. Your woman is going to look at you with admiration. And I know this works because this is what worked in my relationship. That's why I'm talking about it. But I want you to understand this. Every broken promise, every postponed goal weakens her belief in you. If she doesn't trust your ability to deliver, admiration fades and disappointment takes root. On the flip side, every goal achieved, every action executed, and every promise kept strengthens her confidence and solidifies her belief that she chose a partner worthy of respect. It's simple psychology. It truly is. People admire results. Your woman is indifferent. She admires men who make shit happen, not men who endlessly promise that someday they'll finally get it together. And it's been years, right? Of them hearing that. So, picture this. You used to see it in her eyes. Every time you spoke about your plans, your goals, your someday. That sparkle. Ooh, that sparkle that you're like, oh my gosh, she has that twinkle in her eye. That quiet belief. That look that said, I trust you. I believe in you. I'm with you. But lately, that look's been missing. Now, when you say you're going to start that business or going all in on your dream, she's just nuts. She's just like, She's just nods. Just like that. You're like, okay, good for you. You told me that last year and the year before that and the month before that and the week before that, whatever. So she's being polite. She's being passive. Like she's heard it all before because she has. She's heard the 90-day plans, the New Year, New Me speeches, the goal list you never look at again after January 1st. And deep down, you know she's starting to see you differently. She doesn't argue. She doesn't nag you. But that silence, that's not peace. It's resignation. She's watching the man she believed in waste his fire on TikTok scrolls and half-assed mornings. She doesn't feel safe in your words anymore because they don't lead anywhere. And that hurts more than any argument ever could. Because here's what most men miss. When a woman stops believing in you, she doesn't leave all at once. She drifts. She detaches. She dies quietly in the relationship while you're busy looking busy. And now, every missed alarm, every promise postponed, every comfort first decision, you can feel it. She's sleeping. Not out of love, but out of respect. And here's the worst part. You keep telling yourself you're figuring things out, right? You're like, I'm figuring things out. I want to see if it works out. You buy books you don't finish, watch videos you don't act on. You think because you feel motivated, you're making progress. But deep down, you know You haven't built shit. You haven't built shit. And every day you delay, the man you could have been gets further and further and further away. Not just for you, but for her, for your kids, for the life you keep describing but never delivering. Until one day, you see it. Not in a mirror, not in a journal, in her eyes. That's where it hurts the most, when you see it in her eyes. She's looking at you like she's already said goodbye in her heart. Ah, I know, that's sad, but that happens. And that moment punches you harder than any failure ever did. Because it hits you. Your lack of drive isn't just about you. It's about what it cost her. Her security, her faith, her pride. So you stop making the speeches. You shut your damn mouth and move. You wake up before the alarm. You start doing the hard shit first. You pick one mission and attack it like your family's future depends on it, because it does. You don't just talk vision anymore. You live it. You build the routines. You protect your time like a savage. You make sure every action says what words can't. You can believe in me again. And suddenly, she starts watching you differently. Her voice softens. Her eyes light up again. She brags about you again. Not because of what you say, but because of what you consistently do. Respect, it's rebuilt. Not in one grand gesture, but in hundreds of quiet, disciplined moves she sees when you think she's not watching. And that right there, that's the shift. That's when she stops worrying. That's when she knows she's got a man she can follow into any storm. Because when you finally become the man who shows up without needing applause, the woman who once doubted you will stand beside you like a queen who always knew you had it in you. Now, the only question is, are you going to give her that version of you? Or are you going to keep bullshitting until she stops looking at all? Good question. That question demands an answer. So give yourself that answer. Build your day like a warrior building his legacy. Deliberate, sharp, efficient. Track your progress, not just for validation, but to earn your own damn respect. Reflect every night. Did I move the needle today, or did I just float? Rewrite the script in her mind by changing what she sees you do, not what she hears you say. Don't wait for motivation. Manufacture it with momentum. Make your rituals louder than your resolutions. Make your silence feel stronger than your promises. Let your presence feel like safety and your drive feel like leadership. And when she rests her head beside you at night, let her spirit rest too. Because she knows she's beside a man who moves mountains, not makes excuses. That's where your relationship shifts from survival to significance. That's when she stops wondering if you'll show up and starts believing you were always meant to lead. That's when you stop hustling for respect and start embodying it. So rise, move, prove. Not just to her, but to yourself. And never let her faith in you die again. And I want you to understand this. This isn't about winning her over. It's about becoming the man she never has to question again. And remember, the choice is yours. And that's it for today. If this episode peeled back the mask on your relationship, don't ignore it. You deserve more than crumbs. Draw the damn line. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the truth bombs that actually change lives. Share this with someone who needs to wake up to real love, not manipulation. This is the Bad Influence Podcast. Until next time, know your worth, speak your truth, and never flinch. Have a great day.